talking about coaching trees, I thought this was a pretty interesting nugget here. So Lions defense is actually headed by first-year defensive coordinator Kelvin Sheppard, who played under Steve Spagnuolo with the Giants. His defense is playing well, ranked top 12 in passing yards and rushing yards, ranked second in sacks this year. Go figure, a Spags tree guy leading the league in sacks, but number 2 in sacks behind the Broncos, 16 through 5 games. However, their secondary is in trouble this week. They'll be without their top 3 cornerbacks for the Week 6 game. Both outside starters, DJ Reid and Terrion Arnold, will not play due to injury. Top backup Khalil Dorsey is also dealing with an injury that will keep him out for a while. That leaves Detroit with a trio of journeymen between Amik Robertson, Rock Ya-Sin, and Avonte Maddox. So there you go. Right off the bat, we got there's some. There's a chance for us to kind of tear up that secondary. But Patrick Mahomes had some praise for Kelvin Sheppard.
He does a great job of the game planning, kind of like we were talking about the unscouted looks, doing stuff that's specific to each and every team. He puts his guys in positions so they can play fast and play hard. And you can tell they respect him by how hard they do play. And so I don't know if that's being a former player or whatever it is, but he gets the best out of his guys. And so it'll be a great challenge for us. We got to match the intensity. We got to match the intensity of going up against a Detroit Lions football team and a Detroit Lions defense. And so it'll be a great challenge for us.
They're playing good football, good solid defense, flying around. They're solid in the pass game. Got a good scheme. They're good in the run game, so they cover their gaps and so on.
I love Andy there. He was just saying whatever what you want to get out of that press conference. But JD, we look at this matchup, right? We talk about the numbers: 16 sacks, number 2 in the league. But how much of an advantage does this give the offense having to play against a defensive coordinator who comes from the same school of Spags' defense, right? Because that's a defense that Mahomes is seeing every day. I'm not saying it's the exact same defense, obviously different types of players, but schematically, I'm sure there's a lot of similarities there. And how much of a leg up does that give us? Knowing that we are playing a defense that schematically is very similar to the one we see every day.
Well, I mean, shoot, you got the architect, for us, with us. It helps out greatly. And so it's not like you haven't seen anything before. Spags will let you know exactly some of the things that we're going to do. Very similar to, Spags, but it's not Spags calling it. It isn't. It's not. And so, we know to look for particular blitzes and disguise coverages, like Pat said. We'll be able to see it. The thing is, we got to beat up secondary. You got to go deep on these jokers. Immediately go deep. That's how you have to do it. So I think really that's what it boils down to. You just got to go attack the guys, attack them. Then also too, we got to be able to protect. But I think we'll be fine. Like you said, it kind of gives us a leg up because we know what they're going to be doing defensively.
But now, when it comes to that, like nagging Andy Reid game plan this week, are they bringing Spags into that office with them and saying, "Hey, like, what do you think will work here?" Like, how much does the defensive coordinator, who knows that, who knows that scheme wise, how much is Spags going to play as far as helping us whip up a game plan to against that team? Because obviously, I'm curious in that stuff because Spags has to whip up his own game plan against the other offense. How much involvement will he have with the offensive side of things this week?
I mean, shoot. They'll talk about it. They can talk about tendencies. They may talk about tails. Like, okay, I see what he's trying to do here with this, or how is he matching up with this formation or personnel. And so I think that's really what Spags can, shed the light on. But I like Sheppard, man. I seen him in the press conference, and I liked his fire. And you could tell like he's getting a lot out of the guys because he keeps it real with him. He tells them the truth, and that's what like you said. Maybe it was a former player. It's like, hey, man, look, I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm expecting more out of you, and you need to give it more, especially going to be here. This is what it is. So I love, Detroit for the simple fact of this is my bias is because of former players that's on there. Like I said, I know Dan, played at the same era. You'd like to see guys go on to where they down, being in Chicago, of course, Aaron up there in the Jets. But hey, man, this is ball. They know it ain't more than anything else, and we know they know we're gonna come after them. They know it, and they better be ready. So, all the things that they do, Spags and Andy, those guys will be prepared. They're gonna have these guys prepared, especially taking this loss. That's gonna mean something too, Marcus. That's gonna mean something too. From this loss that we just took with the Jaguars. It's going to mean something to the guys in the room. It's going to mean something to Chris Jones. These guys are going to be ready. I'm telling you, man, Arrowhead is going to be rocking this week. This weekend, you better be prepared. And Detroit understands that too. Detroit knows, like, hey, man, they just lost a tough game down there in Jacksonville. So they're going to come out swinging.
And the penalty factor too, right? Like the 13 penalties, like you're probably getting dominated by the coaching staff this week. Like, you guys need to get your head on straight for this game. 13 penalties. We need to go. Like he said today at his press conference, and he said that we need to get back to the basics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at a certain point, there is no more yelling. Like y'all guys know what y'all need to do. Shoot, ain't no sense coming down on y'all more than what we have. The more y'all come down on yourself. And that's the difference. The difference is some teams need to be told that because, it's undisciplined and, you're dealing with this like, oh, man, week in, week out. Some teams you just know, like, we got to get back to the basics. We're not who we are right now. This is uncharacteristic of us at this moment. But these guys will go out here. They're going to compete. They're going to look to score a lot of points. This is a great challenge to stop them offensively, what they do, right? And it's always like one of those things like, oh, this team is great offensively and stuff like that. Great challenge for you. Guess what? We got something for them. Yeah. Okay? We got something for them. So.
With the three cornerbacks being out, do you see this being a kind of a potential fireworks show for us to kind of, like coming off a loss like Monday night and seeing this team's depleted in the secondary? It's like, take some shots. Do you think we'll be taking a lot of shots in this game?
Sure, we better. But also, too, we better hand that ball off. Shoot. Hutchinson, we run it at him. Some things we need to do. You can't just sit back there and let them suckers tee off on us either. So we can run our own ball. Manage the game like we know how. When the time of possession, special teams need to show up. Defense needs to show up this game. We need a total win this week. That's what needs to happen. And then what happens when we get finished beating them? They're going to figure out, okay, who is the Chiefs? Well,
the Chiefs are back. That's who.
Right. So send them back to Motor Cities on 4 flats. That's what you do.
That's good. I like that.
Fucking rich in that. Get out of here. Head on back.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.